36 hours. That's all that stood between heartbreak and opportunity. One moment, Alex Eala was walking off the grass courts of Berlin after the biggest run of her season had come to a sudden, painful end. The next, she was packing her bags, changing cities, changing tournaments, and preparing for another battle that could completely reshape the trajectory of her year. Most players would have wanted time to process what happened. Time to recover. Time to breathe. But the tennis calendar doesn't wait for anyone. And for Alex Eala, the clock was already ticking, because what she carried into Bad Homburg wasn't just a tennis racket. It was unfinished momentum, the kind that can either launch a player to another level or disappear before it ever reaches its full potential. That's what makes this moment so fascinating. Not because of what already happened in Berlin, but because of what happens next. Just days ago, Eala looked unstoppable. She arrived in Berlin as an underdog. By the end of the week, she had become the player nobody wanted to face. First came Donna Vekic, fresh off her title run at Queen's Club and carrying the confidence of a champion. Eala dismantled that confidence in straight sets. Then came an even bigger challenge. Elena Rybakina, one of the most feared servers in women's tennis. A Grand Slam champion. A player capable of ending points before rallies even begin. Yet somehow, Eala found answers nobody expected. She attacked second serves. She stepped inside the baseline. She refused to be intimidated. Point after point, she turned defense into offense and forced one of the game's biggest stars into uncomfortable territory. When the match ended, the tennis world realized something important. This wasn't a lucky upset. This was a breakthrough. And then things got even more impressive. The quarterfinal brought another elite opponent. Another test. Another chance for the magic to fade away. Instead, Eala played with the confidence of someone who knew exactly where she belonged. The scoreline looked convincing. The actual match felt even more one-sided. Her timing was perfect. Her movement was sharp. Her decision-making was fearless. Every shot carried purpose. Every rally felt under her control. For a brief moment, it seemed like the tournament was building towards something historic. Fans started imagining the impossible. Analysts began talking about Wimbledon. Opponents started paying attention. But tennis has a cruel way of reminding players how fragile momentum can be. Because waiting in the semifinal was Linda Noskova. And what happened next stopped the story in its tracks. From the opening games, something felt different. The rhythm Eala had found throughout the week suddenly disappeared. The freedom that had defined her victories became harder to locate. Noskova served brilliantly. She attacked relentlessly. She took control of rallies before Eala could establish herself. Every time Eala searched for answers, Noskova seemed to have another question waiting. The result was swift, clinical, uncomfortable. A week that had felt magical ended in just over an hour. And that's where this story becomes interesting, because sometimes a loss tells you more about a player than a victory ever could. The easy reaction would be to focus on the defeat, to remember the missed opportunity, to wonder whether Berlin was simply one extraordinary week. But what many people overlook is what happened before that semifinal. The victories, the confidence, the proof that Eala's game can challenge the very best players in the world on grass. That evidence doesn't disappear because of one difficult afternoon. Still, another challenge was already waiting. Elise Mertens, a name that may not generate the same headlines as some of the sport's biggest superstars, but one that carries a different kind of danger. The dangerous kind. The experienced kind. The type of opponent who has spent years making talented young players question themselves. At first glance, Mertens' recent results appear solid rather than spectacular. She arrived on grass carrying a mixture of victories and disappointments. There were moments where her game looked sharp and organized. There were others where opponents exposed weaknesses and forced her into uncomfortable positions. Nothing about her recent form screams dominance. But that's exactly why she can be so dangerous. Because Mertens doesn't rely on dominance. She relies on experience. And experience has a way of showing up exactly when it's needed most. What many fans may have forgotten is that these two players have met before. Years ago, When Eala was still trying to establish herself on the tour, Mertens delivered a harsh lesson. The match started competitively enough. Eala fought hard. She showed flashes of her potential. But as the contest progressed, Mertens slowly tightened her grip. She absorbed pressure. She redirected pace. She exposed inexperience. And then came the second set. A brutal 6-0 statement that left no doubt about who controlled the court. That memory hasn't vanished. Neither player has forgotten it. The difference is that the version of Alex Eala walking into Bad Homburg is not the same player who walked onto that court years ago. Back then, she was still searching for proof that she belonged at this level. Today, she carries victories over some of the biggest names in the sport. Back then, she was trying to learn how to compete. Today, she knows she can win. And that changes everything. What nobody realized during that loss years ago was how quickly Eala's development would accelerate. Since then, her game has transformed. Her movement has improved. Her confidence has grown. Her understanding of pressure situations has deepened. Perhaps most importantly, she has learned how to trust herself against elite competition. That trust was visible throughout Berlin. You could see it in the way she attacked returns. You could see it in the way she stepped forward under pressure. You could see it in the way she refused to retreat when facing world-class opponents. Those aren't small adjustments. Those are career-changing developments. But the challenge ahead isn't simply about talent. It's about timing, because the body remembers everything. For matches in 5 days, hours of high-intensity tennis, emotional highs, emotional lows, constant travel, constant preparation, constant pressure. Even for a 21-year-old athlete, that workload leaves marks. Not always obvious ones. Sometimes fatigue reveals itself in tiny details. A fraction slower on the first step. Slightly delayed reactions on returns. Marginally reduced explosiveness during service games. On grass, those tiny differences become enormous. And Mertens knows exactly how to exploit them. That's what makes this matchup so intriguing. Neither player overwhelms opponents with raw power alone. Neither player depends entirely on huge serves. Instead, both players thrive on taking time away from opponents. Both enjoy redirecting pace. Both understand how to manipulate court positioning. Both know how to turn small advantages into big opportunities. In many ways, they are reflections of each other. Yet one carries youthful momentum. The other carries years of accumulated wisdom. And when those two forces collide, predicting the outcome becomes almost impossible. Because this match isn't just about who hits better shots. It's about who handles the moment better. And that is where the real battle begins. Mertens has spent years mastering the art of patience. While many players search for spectacular winners, she searches for cracks. Tiny weaknesses. Small hesitations. Brief moments of uncertainty. She doesn't always overpower opponents. She outlasts them mentally. She forces them into uncomfortable decisions. She waits for frustration to appear, then quietly turns it into mistakes. That approach has carried her through hundreds of matches, deep runs at major tournaments, and some of the most pressure-filled moments in professional tennis. What makes her especially dangerous on grass is how naturally her game fits the surface. Her flat ground strokes stay low. Her backhand skids through the court. Her ability to move forward and finish points at the net creates constant pressure. Years of doubles success have sharpened instincts that many singles players never fully develop. She recognizes opportunities earlier. She closes points faster. She understands angles better. On grass, those qualities become weapons. But here's the twist. The same surface that benefits Mertens may now be benefiting Eala even more. Over the past few weeks, something remarkable has happened. Grass has transformed from a surface Eala merely enjoyed into one where she genuinely looks dangerous. Her returns have become more aggressive. Her timing has become cleaner. Her confidence has become visible. Opponents who once dictated rallies are suddenly finding themselves reacting to her instead. That transformation didn't happen overnight. It was built through countless hours of work, difficult losses, and gradual improvements that often went unnoticed. Then Berlin arrived and forced the tennis world to pay attention. What nobody realized at the beginning of that tournament was that Eala wasn't just winning matches. She was building belief. Every upset strengthened it. Every pressure point reinforced it. Every victory pushed her closer to a version of herself she had been chasing for years. The question now is whether that belief survives disappointment. Because confidence earned through victories feels powerful. Confidence tested by defeat feels real. And this match may reveal which version Eala possesses. There is another fascinating layer to this story. While many players are focused entirely on singles, Eala arrived in Bad Homburg carrying an additional commitment. A doubles partnership with none other than five-time Wimbledon champion Venus Williams. The significance of that pairing extends far beyond rankings or results. Think about it. A rising star still writing the opening chapters of her career, standing alongside one of the greatest champions the sport has ever seen. One player looking toward her future, the other representing decades of achievement, resilience, and longevity. For Eala, that experience alone carries enormous value. Watching how a legend prepares, how she handles pressure, how she approaches competition, those lessons cannot be measured by statistics. But there is a cost. Every doubles match requires energy. Every additional practice session demands focus. Every extra hour on court places more strain on a body already recovering from Berlin. With Wimbledon rapidly approaching, managing those demands becomes critical. And Wimbledon is impossible to ignore. That's the giant shadow hanging over everything. Every tournament, every practice session, every tactical decision. The grass court season always builds toward one destination. Players know it, coaches know it, fans know it, which means every performance now carries additional meaning. A strong result in Bad Homburg creates momentum heading into the sport's most prestigious event. A disappointing exit creates questions. And questions have a way of following players onto the biggest stages. That pressure makes every game against Mertens feel more significant than a typical first-round encounter. Because this doesn't feel like a first-round match. It feels like two different narratives colliding. For Mertens, this is an opportunity to remind everyone why experience remains one of the most valuable currencies in tennis. For Eala, it's a chance to prove that Berlin wasn't a temporary surge. It was the beginning of something larger. And then there's the psychological battle. Perhaps the most important battle of all. Somewhere in the back of Eala's mind lives the memory of that old defeat. The one-sided second set. The feeling of being outmaneuvered. The frustration of watching momentum disappear. Professional athletes never completely forget moments like that. But memories can work both ways. They can create doubt. Or they can fuel growth. Everything depends on how they're used. The fascinating part is that Eala now possesses evidence she didn't have back then. Concrete evidence. Victories over elite opponents. Titles won under pressure. Comebacks completed when everything seemed lost. She no longer has to imagine that she belongs among top players. She has already proven it. The challenge is proving it again. Because every breakthrough eventually reaches a point where it must be validated. One great week earns attention. Multiple great weeks earn respect. Consistency earns belief. That is the next mountain standing in front of her. And Mertens represents exactly the kind of opponent capable of testing whether Eala is ready to climb it. Watch the opening games carefully. They may reveal everything. If Eala serves confidently, moves freely, and attacks returns with the same conviction she displayed in Berlin, the match could tilt in her favor quickly. But if fatigue lingers, if timing arrives half a second late, if hesitation creeps into important points, Mertens has the experience to seize control. That's the brutal beauty of grass court tennis. Margins are microscopic. Opportunities disappear instantly. One loose service game can change an entire match. One moment of hesitation can become the difference between victory and defeat. And somewhere inside those tiny margins lies the answer to a much bigger question. Who is Alex Eala becoming? Is she the talented young player capable of producing occasional breakthroughs? Or is she evolving into a genuine contender capable of challenging the sport's established hierarchy week after week? The answer won't arrive through headlines. It won't arrive through rankings. It won't arrive through predictions. It will arrive through moments, through pressure points, through difficult decisions made under stress, through the ability to respond when things stop going according to plan. That is why this match matters. Not because it determines a championship, not because it guarantees success at Wimbledon, but because it offers a glimpse into the future. A future that suddenly feels much closer than anyone expected. Just weeks ago, many people viewed Alex Eala as an exciting prospect. Now she walks onto the court carrying expectations. That is both a privilege and a burden. And how she handles that burden may ultimately define this stage of her career. One thing is certain. When she steps onto the grass in Bad Homburg, she won't simply be playing another first-round match. She'll be confronting unfinished momentum, lingering memories, physical exhaustion, rising expectations, and an opponent uniquely qualified to expose every weakness. But she'll also be carrying something equally powerful: belief. The kind earned through victories nobody expected. The kind built through years of persistence. The kind that survives setbacks because it is rooted in growth rather than results. And if Berlin taught us anything, it's that counting Alex Eala out has become a very dangerous mistake. The next chapter begins now. Whether it becomes another breakthrough or another lesson remains uncertain. But one thing feels undeniable. The story is getting bigger, and the most important pages may still be unwritten.